Haridas Thakur is actually imparting this mercy to unto all of us. So Haridas Thakur, who was Brahma in the previous birth, we know Brahma Vimoha Leela, where Brahma, just to test Krishna, he committed an offense of stealing the cows, the calves, and the gopas. So he wanted to do prayashchita. So at that time, he tells to Krishna, what should I do? Tell me, I want to do prayashchita. The Lord says, when I appear as Chaitanya, in the Chaitanya Leela, you appear as Haridas Thakur, but you will be born in a Yamana family. Though born in a Yamana family, you will be chanting so wonderfully that you will be called as Nama Acharya. Nama Acharya. We know that Srila Prabhupada has put all of us in the chanting process. This chanting will become more wonderful and we can chant more sincerely when we attain the mercy of Sri Haridas Thakur. So this chapter describes the glories of Sri Haridas Thakur, the meeting of Haridas with Advaita Acharya, Kazi's complaint against Haridas. So all these things, the beating with the sticks in 22 markets, the astonishment of the Mohammedan governor on seeing the opulence of Haridas. So all these things will be described in this chapter. I'm not reading the introduction. I'm just starting with the verse because the introduction is the summary of the whole chapter. So anyhow, we are going to do the whole chapter. So I'm not reading the introduction of this chapter. Introduction of the chapter can be put in the group, or if someone has Caitanya Bhagavata, then you can read at home. Text 1. Jai Jai Dina Bandhu Shri Gaura Sundara Jai Jai Lakshmi Kanta Sabara Ishvara. Jai to Gaur Sundar. He is a friend of the poor, Dina Bandhu. All glories to the Supreme Lord, the beloved of Lakshmi. Jai Jai Lakshmi Kanta Sabara Ishvara. Jai Jai Bhakta Raksha Hetu Avatara Jaya Sarvakala Satya Kirtana Vihara. So Bhakta Raksha, he has appeared to protect the devotees. Hetu means there is a reason, there is a cause. He has appeared. Avatar, avatarita means he has appeared. Jaya Sarval Kala Satya Kirtana Vihara. He enjoys the chanting of the holy name. And he is Sarva Kala Satya. That means he is eternal absolute truth. Kirtana Vihara. That means wherever Kirtan is there, Vihara means he walks there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walks, or Vihara means Viharana. He walks in the place where, dances in the place where Kirtan happens. Bhakta Goshti Sahita Gauranga Jai Jai Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhya Haya. All glories to Gauranga along with his associates. Bhakta Goshti. Goshti refers to all the devotees. All the devotees, when they come together, that is known as Goshti. In South, this word Goshti is very popular. What is that? Goshti means all devotees will sit and prasadam will be distributed. That is also known as Goshti. So all glories to Gauranga along with his associates. Gauranga Jai Jai. Bhakti Goshta Sahita Gauranga Jai Jai. Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhya Haya. Just by hearing the topics of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one attains devotional service to the Lord. So after attaining devotional service, then what we should do? Hear more. Then we purify our devotional service to the Lord. Okay. Once we purify our devotional service to the Lord, then what to do? Then hear more. The more we hear, the more we can attain love of Krishna. When we purify our devotional service, it becomes very easy to understand love of Krishna. And after understanding the love of Krishna, then what to do? Then hear more. When we hear more, then understanding the love of Krishna manifests into love of Krishna. Then Lord reveals his love to the devotees. Adikhand Kathati Amritera Dhara Yahi Gaurangera Sarva Mohana Vihara. The topics of Adikhand are like a stream of nectar, full of enchanting descriptions of Gauranga's pastimes. The phrase Sarva Mohana Vihara is explained as follows: Sarva Mohana Vihara. Here, what is been given? Vihara, Kirtana Vihara. He is also Sarva Mohana Vihara. The phrase Sarva Mohana is explained as follows: both those who see and those who hear about Gauranga's pastimes as a child and youth are enchanted. The concocted consideration of Prakritya, Parakiya attribute to Gaura Sundar by the Gaura Nagaris is not the purport of the phrase Sarva Mohana. This is a very important aspect. Gaura Nagaris. They consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the enjoyer, but he has appeared in the mood of enjoyed. Radharani is devotee of Krishna. She appears to be, so Lord has taken the mood of Srimati Radharani. There he has not taken the mood of enjoyer. The moment we consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be enjoyer, then that becomes a rasabhasa. That is why it is said, Parakiya attribute to Gaur Sundar cannot be applied. Parakiya Bhavarasa is only for Krishna. Parakiya Bhavarasa cannot be applied to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then there we do rasabhas for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has appeared in a particular mood. Henamate Vaikuntanayaka Navadvipe Grahastahaya Padayena Dvija Rupe. Now in this way, Lord of Vaikuntha, he was continuing his teachings as a householder. Prema Bhakti Prakasha Nimittavatara Taha Kichu Nakorena Ichha Se Tahara. The Lord incarnated to distribute love and devotion. But by his supreme will, he had not yet begun. So his most compassionate Leela Mahavadanyaya form is yet not revealed to everyone. He is just teaching the Vedas and the regular teachings. He has not come, he has not still appeared in his original form. His original form is to distribute loving devotional service to Krishna. In his childhood, he did not manifest such devotional service. This is proof of his independent will. His supreme will is absolute and independent. If a living entity, by awakening his subordinate nature, can understand the Lord's desire, then the eternally controlled living entity will no longer try to illegitimately dominate him. So it is up to him when to reveal his confidential pastime. His confidential pastime is to distribute the love of Lord to everyone. He has brought Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana. What he has brought is just not Harinam Sankirtan, this is Prem Nam Sankirtan. Even before the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Harinam Sankirtan was existing. But what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought is the bundle of love which Srimati Radharani has for him. That love is bundled in the form of Harinam Sankirtan, which is actually Prem Nam Sankirtan. Ati Paramartha Shunya Sakala Samsara Tucharasa Vishaye Se Adara Sabara. The entire world was devoid of spiritual practice, for everyone was attached to insignificant sense gratification. During the time of Gaur Sundar, the living entities of this material world were extremely maddened by the insignificant taste of sense objects. Instead of realizing that the only purpose of life was to make spiritual advancement, people were eager for their own sense enjoyment and averse to the service of Krishna. In fact, the community of sense enjoyers who glorify religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and the community of renunciates who aspire for liberation from material existence became completely devoid of devotional service to Krishna. Not even the slightest propensity for serving Krishna could be found in their hearts at any time. One may refer to the purport on the following verse 308. So in the purport of the verse 308, anyhow we are going to do that. Very nice description has been given. That's why it is said, Paraishanubhava viraktir anyatracha. The more we have Isha Bhava, the more we love Krishna, automatically the desire to enjoy the senses will go away. If we have the slightest desire to enjoy the senses, then the devotional service slowly fades away. Gita Bhagavatava Padaya Ye Jana Tarao Nabalaya Krishna Sankirtana. Even those who recited or heard Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam never engaged in Sankirtan. So this was the scenario when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadvip. They were not interested in chanting the holy name. They used to study Bhagavad Gita, they used to hear everything they used to do, but they were not interested in chanting the holy name. Even if some persons exhibit an attempt to teach Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, in spite of studying these devotional service scriptures, they never engage in congregational chanting of the holy name. Nor did they realize that such chanting was the only purport of the devotional scriptures, nor did they induce others to engage in congregation chanting. So, what is the purpose of studying the scriptures? So that we may engage ourselves more in chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the only purpose. Sum and bonum of all the scriptures is one has to eagerly chant the holy name and sincerely engage his mind in chanting the holy name. Even the mind, when it is focusing on the holy name, then the chanting happens more nicely. One is taking the mala and roaming here and there and chanting. There, actually, the mind is not focused. It is said first focus your mind, the name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you do it, that too along with the devotees, then that becomes congregational chanting. The house where everyone is chanting, there itself also you can say that is congregation chanting. When you come to temple, everybody sits and chant, that becomes congregation chanting. The more we chant, we can understand that how this chanting process really clears all our vices, anarthas, and then makes us eligible to relish love of Krishna. हते हाते ताली दिया से सकल भक्त गण आपना आपनी मेली कर रे कीर्तन. So how the devotees perform kirtan among themselves? They were by simply clapping their hands. That is why Srila Prabhupada has given a nice facility. We have every Sunday, every week, in fact every day classes, where we can clap our hands and chant the holy name of Krishna. But everyday classes, this is actually online class. But offline classes, especially on Sundays, when we come together, all of us come together, chant the holy name, clap the hands. That is known as congregation chanting, where it is very clearly said. This has been emphasized by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tahate o pahase karaye sabara, ihara ki kare some people it is criticize, hey, how loudly they are chanting. Is it really required so loud chanting? The word daka is found in local language and means a loud sound made in a mouth, a scream, a call, an utterance, or an address. The word chade, coming from a local corruption of the word sara, which is derived from the Sanskrit verb slik, and the verb chhada, which comes from the Hindi chodna, means to release or let out. In other words, to release from one's mouth. The phrase daka chhade thus means shouting or making noise. Those devotees who chanted the names of Krishna while clapping their hands were ridiculed by foolish persons who were bewildered by the illusory energy and devoid of chanting the holy name of Krishna. Such persons did not at all understand the purpose of loudly chanting the names of Krishna. So loud chanting, one is chanting in a little slow sound. When you're doing your prescribed rounds, you just cannot scream and chant, and you cannot scream and chant. But when you are together, a group of devotees coming together, doing kirtan, then it will be a loud chanting. Ami Brahma, Amaite, Vaisi Niranjana. Dasa Prabhu Bhedana Bhedava Kare Ki Karana. I am the Supreme Lord, Ami Brahma. Amatai Vaise Niranjana. With me sits the absolute truth. So where there is a difference between master and the servant, Dasa Prabhu Bhedana Bhedava Kare Ki Kirtana Ki Karana. Where there is a difference between master and servant. So here let us see. The word Niranjan refers to one who is without Anjana. Anjana means material designation, born of illusory energy or science. Niranjana. Anjana means position. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uchate. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu speaks about what is the topmost of what is the meaning of devotional service, or what is the uttama bhakti. What is the meaning of uttama bhakti? Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Whatever positions a person has, one has to give it up. And Sarvopad, the identification with the position has to be given up. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Tat paratvena nirmalam. Then only the consciousness becomes nirmala. This is known as Niranjana, where there is no attachment to the position. Then Rishikena Rishikesha. Then the whole senses are employed in Krishna's service. It is said in the Mundaka Upanishad, is stated, Tada vidvana punya pape vidhuya niranjana paramam samyam upaiti. Then that intelligent person who transcends both pious and impious activities becomes free from worldly bondage, enters the divine abode of the Lord. So it is to come out of the dualities. In the dualities, sukha is there, dukha is there, pious is there, impious activity is there. So to come out of all these things and transcend oneself to the service of Krishna. The phrase Dasa Prabhu Bheda is explained as follows. Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of the Vedic desire tree. Galitam Phalam. The natural commentary on the Brahma Sutra and the essence of Vedic knowledge or the Upanishads, which are the head of the Vedas. The purport of this Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental relationship in the form of Prabhudas between the Supreme Brahman, the Almighty, all-cognizant Vishnu, the control of Maya, and the minutely conscious living entities controlled by Maya. So here, the relationship between the Jiva and the Prabhu and the Master, that is the Supreme Lord, has been very nicely described in Srimad Bhagavatam. So when there is a wonderful relationship, Mamaivansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Krishna has told, every Jiva is my Amsha. Tattvevaham Jatunasam. Every Jiva is an individual. As much as I am individual, Krishna says, every Jiva is also individual. Every Jiva has individual relationship with Krishna. So this relationship, this regaining of the lost constitutional position, we have lost it because we were allured in this material energy. So when we regain our lost constitutional position, then there lies no difference between Lord and the Jiva. That means what? There's no difference means what? One becomes the property of Krishna. He is not thrown out. He is with Krishna. Or we get thrown out in this material world, in this material illusion, and we are just roaming here and there. What happens? We go in so many different species of body. And in this way, we are lost. We are lost because of the material illusion. The moment we regain our lost consciousness by studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, we become lords. Lords means apostrophe S. We become the property of Krishna. That means we understand that we are property of Krishna. We are servant of Krishna. The following are a few Vedic references regarding the phrase Dasa Prabhu Bheda. Dasa Prabhu Bheda. There is Bheda also. Dasa and Prabhu. One is master, one is servant. Yameva Isha Vruntatena Labhyas Tasesha Atma Vruntate Tanuswam. This is the most important verse. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyas. Even if a person is doing a lot of pravachan, it's not necessary that he is self-realized. He may do. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyas Na medhaya, na bahuna shutena. One may hear millions of times. Still, it is up to Krishna to give him self-realization. But yameva isha vrutatena labhya satsai-shatma vrute tanuswam. If Krishna desires, then he makes that person self-realized. So self-realization refers to the mercy of Krishna, where Krishna reveals himself. Revelation, self-realization, the highest uh, point in that is Krishna reveals himself. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives 15 steps in devotional service. There are 9 steps or 9 processes. I can say 9 steps. Adau, Shraddha, Tata, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya, Narta, Nivritti. You have Nishtha, you have Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. But Srila Bhakti, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives 14 steps. 14 steps is how that Shraddha came because of knowingly, unknowingly done a devotional service. Some, we don't know when we did that. Or Kripa of the Acharyas. In this way, the last 2, he says that Prema refers to the deep desire to see Krishna. And the last ultimate step is Krishna reveals himself. Krishna shows his form. So that is the topmost. That is not depending upon how much pravachan you have done or how much hearing you have done. If Krishna desires, Krishna will reveal. We can just wait. We just have to wait when Krishna will show the mercy. So here it said, the Lord is obtained only by one who he himself chooses. It's up to him. To such a person, he manifests his own form. Also in the Katha Upanishad, it is stated, Kasched dhiraha pratyagatman aikshad avrittaha chakshur amritatvam icchan. With a desire to attain immortality, to attain immortality. A sober practitioner sees the Supreme Lord while closing his eyes. A sober practitioner, what will try to do? He'll try to see the Lord. How to see the Lord? In his name. In this, once Bharat Bhagavat Maharaj was taking the seminar on art of chanting. So many of them were inquiring, so what should we meditate upon? Should we meditate upon the form of Lord? He said no. Let him reveal that. We can meditate upon the name of Lord. Because name of Lord and Krishna are non-different. Abhinnatvam namanamini. And the Mahantam Vibhum Atmanam Matvadhiro na Shochati. A sober worshipper, after realizing the great all-pervading super soul, no longer laments. Katha Upanishad, it is stated, Madhye Vamanam Asinam Vishve Deva Upasate. Sri Vamana Deva, he is sitting among all the demigods who are worshipping him. In Katha Upanishad, it is stated, Tam Atmastham Ye Anupashyanti Dhiras Tesham Sukham Shashvatam Shashvat Shanti Shashvati Netaresham. Only the wise person who can see the Supreme Soul within his heart becomes peaceful and enjoys transcendental bliss. In Katha Upanishad, that is stated, Yajgyatva Muchyate Janturatmat Amrutatvam cha gacchati. By knowing him, even the animals attain liberation and become immortal. In Katha Upanishad, it is stated, Tam Vidya Chukram Amritam. Know for certain that he is pure and important. In the Mundak Upanishad, it is stated, Dve Vidye Veditavya iti ha sma yad brahma vido vadanti para chaiva para cha. So there are 2 kinds of educational systems. One deals with transcendental knowledge, Paravidya, and the other with material knowledge, Aparavidya. I don't know what blessings we are having from Vrindavan Das Thakur, that whenever the topics of Paravidya comes or any topics related, he immediately shows it. We were actually discussing about RGHS yesterday. And today I got a message from one of the teachers that Everybody is glorifying the Paravidya which we are giving. I can show that message also. This word Paravidya. And here the blessings are given by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Because we have to grow this school, RGHS school. This is a clustered homeschooling where 5 subjects have been chosen. And the name is spreading like anything, though we are not having such wonderful, I can say, the school facilities and all. It's going online. We don't have many children also. It is said equal number of teachers and equal number of students we are having. But somehow the name has gone like anything. Because of the COVID opening up, the COVID was there, a lot of children were there. Approximately 45, 50 were there. After the schools reopened, many of them went to the schools because they wanted school facilities. And we had just online, and how much time they will be in the online. And we did not have proper facility, but now we are planning because we have made rooms. So we're planning to open the school next year. This plan is going on, provided we have children coming in the offline. Online facility also will be going on. So 2 types of Vidya is that what you get in the outside world, in the outside school, where we really give so much of money, which only makes a child crazy. That is only Apara Vidya. Now there are schools which are trying to give even Paravidya along with Aparavidya. But what our teachers is giving is purely Paravidya. Even the English text is taken from Krishna book, Ramayana, Mahabharata, especially languages. Mathematics, what is taught is Vedic mathematics. Now science, which is taught, that is, you can say, it is having some materialistic knowledge. That means the materialistic book is taken. But there also we are trying to make some changes by giving Ayurveda. When you say Veda, naturally it becomes the the Paravidya. It is a transcendental knowledge. Veda comes from Krishna. So in this way, certain reformations will be done in the syllabus. Most of the syllabus is only Paravidya. And computers are there, okay, how to operate computers, everything is there, the system is taught. But then the child focuses on the Sanskrit, where Paravidya is taught. So in this way, here, when the educational system came, I was just remembering, yesterday we had talked about this Paravidya. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it is stated that Vijnanartham Sarvuru Meva Vigacche. To understand the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master and tasmai cha vidwan upasanaya yenaksharam purusham veda satyam provachatam tattvato brahma vidyam. The spiritual master properly instructs a discerted, surrendered disciple about the absolute truth, by which a disciple will understand the inexhaustible Lord. So Mundaka Upanishad again 2.1.10 states, Etadyo Veda Nihitam Guhyam So Vidya Granthim Vikiratiha Saumya. Oh beautiful one, he who knows this confidential knowledge of the Supreme Brahman is freed from the material bondage born of the science. Tad Vijnanena Paripashyanti Dhiraha Ananda Rupam Amrutam Tad Vibhati. By the knowledge of absolute truth, the sober practitioners realize the blissful, immortal, all-pervading Supreme Lord. The big purpose that we'll be doing in parts. First word, this verse itself is such a big purpose, where Vrindavan Das Thakur says about Dasa Prabhu Bheda. Just see, Dasa Prabhu Bheda has been described so elaborately. So this will be doing in practically 3 parts, 2 to 3 parts. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. Any questions? No questions. So those who are in the Bhakti Shastri English batch, the Saturday, Sunday will be the examination. Saturday will be the orals and